Hello, 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 beautiful soul. It's your show host, Regina Huber from Transform Your Performance. And I'm happy to transform ourselves today here with you. Transform Your Performance is my business, and it has a website with the same name, transformyourperformance.com. Look it up. And today I'm tuning in from Miami Beach, Florida, United States. And I'm here today again with the intention to inspire you to shine your special spark, your brightest light out to the world, because we need you. For all the new viewers who are tuning in for the first time, allow me to share about myself a little bit. I'm an adventurous, eclectic nomad with a business based in New York City, Transform Your Performance. And I'm often on the road or even spending extended periods of time abroad or somewhere in the country, traveling around, because I'm all about movement. I'm all about movement as in travel, as in dance, which is one of my huge passions, and also have moved to a lot of different places in the world, different countries, cities, and even continents. Now, I consider myself a free spirit, and all I do is in the service of freedom, the freedom to speak up, stand out, and shine, as my book title says. And I'm so very grateful that my many travels have allowed me to broaden my horizon and to actually strengthen the spirit of freedom and to open my mind so I can better understand others. And my eclectic life and experience has also on 5 continents has also allowed me to appreciate all the different types of sparks that are available in the world. And it's allowed me to become a multicultural and multilingual transformational leadership coach and inspirational speaker. And because I have seen such a multitude of sparkling brilliance in women and in people all over the world, I've made it my mission for this show and for all its episodes to inspire you to ignite a flame and a fire wherever your path leads you along your lifetime, and to really keep that light dimmer switch high. Shine your brightest light out to the world so you can increase your influence and impact, and in this way also influence and impact your income positively, because you so deserve that, and that then hopefully also helps you to live a more fulfilled life. Welcome again to your show, What's Your Spark? What's Your Spark is about how you can show up more powerfully in business and especially also in leadership, and sparkle your unique leader brilliance out to the world and beam like a dazzling star with it. Shine with such a bright light that people have to put on their sunglasses when they look at you, as I like to say. Today's episode is still also under the umbrella of leadership. However, it is a bridge into my next topic, which will be about freedom. So today I want to talk about your spark specifically. What is that flame it has ignited? What's the fire it has ignited? Is that fire still burning strong, or does it need some extra fuel at this point? I always ask myself this question, and I just recently also was thinking about this, and I have opened a whole new horizon for myself and for my business of what I want to do with it this year. So that's why I made this today's topic, because I would like to inspire you to potentially do the same if it's the right time for you. Remember how I said earlier, I want you to ignite a fire wherever your path leads you. Be that girl on fire, with that fire in the belly. See, I did an interview with Mighty Pete London for his podcast, Fire in the Belly. I love that podcast title So I signed up and we had a very long and extensive conversation. I think we went on for almost 2 hours. I don't know if you published all the 2 hours. I think it was a little shorter, but it was almost 2 hours that we spoke. So, what aired might have been a bit shorter. So feel free to listen to that interview on Apple Podcasts or Google Podcasts or Stitcher. The title of our interview was Being Thrown into the Cold Water and Learning to Swim. This pretty much describes my entire life. But the cold water was also has also washed off some of the stuff that didn't really serve me. And while it's taught me to swim, it also gave me some more sparkle power. It washed off the dust. Yeah, it helped me not just feel my spark more, but also show it more. And almost like fresh out of the shower, you could say. And that spark over time turned into a big fire in my belly. It ignited a small flame at first, but the flame kept growing and growing and growing, and clarity started happening. The fire shed a light on my purpose, and it gave me greater clarity in that way. Anyway, I believe we all have a special spark inside of us. Hence the title of this show. And because I'm naturally curious, I'm asking this question here every single week. What's your spark? This is not a rhetoric question. It's a question that I really want you to have an answer to and potentially share it with me. As I said, I'm curious. Maybe you already do have an answer for that question, right? And that's fantastic. Did you use it to ignite your fire then? If you know what your spark is, then look into how you can keep that fire burning and burning strong. How can you keep your flame strong? Look at those flames. What do they look like? Are they feeding your fire? Are they feeding your purpose? Are they nourishing you? The impact you want to make with it, is that fed by those flames? Are these flames feeding your bank account, right? Also important, right? At least for most of us. And I include myself. Well, yes, because with a solid bank account, I can focus on other things better. I can potentially also make a bigger impact with that money in the bank account and potentially invest it back into my business or whatever you want to do with it. And if these flames aren't strong right now, why could that be? Are you no longer as excited about your vision or your goal? Is your spark not fueled enough, fueled by enthusiasm? Yeah. You see, when we don't feel enthusiasm and we don't feel enthusiastic, our energetic vibration changes and we also become less effective with our efforts. And then we don't see the results we want to see. And that can easily lead to frustration. So we got to do something about it. How can you change that situation if you need to or feel a need to change it? Do you need to go deeper with your spark, or do you need to just find a different way of applying it, a different way to express it? Or do you need to work on your mindset, your energy? Mindset and energy go hand in hand, by the way. Do you need to dig deeper into your heart, connect more with your heart, work on your heart set, and figure out what you really, really want deep down? What do you really want to do with your spark? Or maybe there's a different spark that wants to be ignited now, one you haven't even uncovered yet. The infinite possibilities and answers to these questions. It is all about exploring what's possible for you, what excites you, what fills up your cup, what gives you energy, what feels nourishing, and what feels good. So let's assume you just let's assume you just feel really stuck, and let me give you a few ways out of that stuckness, because if you feel really stuck, usually we are a little bit like we are walking in a tunnel, and sometimes there's a light at the end of the tunnel, but sometimes we don't see it yet. Yeah, so we are thinking in a tunnel, meaning we have our blinders on and we don't see other possibilities beyond those blinders or beyond the walls of this tunnel, right? So let's go about this. Now, when you feel stuck, first of all, it's important to know that feeling stuck is just a feeling. That's all it is. Unless you're actually stuck in mud or something like that physically, right? But that's not what we're talking about here. So it's just a feeling. It's an impression you're currently nurturing. Yeah, meaning the stuckness is self-created. That's actually good news. Because if you created it, you can also discreate it. Just like your limiting beliefs. It's simple, right? You created them, you can discreate them, right? I'm not saying, though, it's easy always, but it's simple. And it's important to understand this simple concept. It's important to realize that this is a truth and to declare it. I can discreate my stuckness. I can move ahead. I have a choice. I can get out of this feeling. I can create a better way. Look, there's always an easier way. There's always a path of least resistance. When I'm in a situation where I don't know what to do and I feel stuck, it also happens to me, of course, right? I like to say this: I know there is an easier way. I ask that I be shown. I'm going to say this again. I know that there's an easier way. I ask that I be shown. You know, for every challenge, there's an equal solution. So I could also say, I ask that I be shown what this solution is. Or you could say, there's an effortless way to get unstuck. I ask that I be shown. Whatever your favorite words are. And then let it sit and go into receptive mode. Get ready to receive some inspiration. Open your channels for the answers. That's really, really important, right? Maybe that answer comes today, maybe tonight, maybe tomorrow, but it's out there for you. That I know for sure. It already exists. All right, so stuckness. See, mental or emotional stuckness can also be loosened up by physical movement. When we are mentally stuck, sometimes what helps is a mindset reset, but at other times, what's really best is to move away from too much thinking and into a more relaxed mental state. A physical movement can help us with that. Here's some proven ways and very simple ways to do this. The first way I want to introduce to you is to take a walk and get out of your current environment. Simple, right? Your brain is linking that environment that you're currently in to being stuck. So change environments and get movement into your body. The second option is you could also, of course, go on a bike ride or whatever feels good, just movement. Third option, dance. It's one of my favorite ways, right? It's my favorite drug. And a fourth option, do a few yoga moves to get the energy flowing. Maybe if you know Qigong, another great way. These are amazing options. I like to do some sun salutation sometimes, just gets everything moving from bottom to top and top to bottom and to the sides, right? Everything really. And the fifth way to do this is to literally take a big step ahead. This is also for those who feel time pressed, who don't have a lot of time, right? Aren't we all those people sometimes? Like when you literally just have 2 to 3 minutes in between meetings, you can do this too. So this is how it goes. And again, it's super simple. stand up, look at the spot on the floor you're standing on. Yes. And this is your stuck spot. Then look on the floor in front of you and pick a spot you want to land on. This is your unstuck spot. Then take a big step and move forward. Observe how that feels. A quick and easy way to get unstuck. And then potentially sit down again and move to the next task or meeting. You can pick the situation up again after your meeting if the meeting is unrelated. Yeah, and to what you felt stuck with. And then observe if new ideas are flowing in. You see, the most creative among us are the ones who are most open to ideas that are floating around us in the collective consciousness. There's an infinite abundance of ideas, of possibilities, of creative solutions. Yeah, this is this infinite creativity source. And we are a part of this consciousness. We create through consciousness. Nothing is new, it already exists. We just pick it up. We are receptive if our channels are open. We pick up ideas and make them our own, but they are there for anyone, really. Anyone could pick them up, right? What does that mean? It means anyone can get unstuck. Okay, back to your burning flame and your spark. What keeps your flame burning? Is that underlying goal strong enough? Is your desire strong enough to keep it burning? Is your vision solid enough? Do you have a burning desire? That's why it's called burning desire, right? To achieve something. And of course, most importantly, what's the why behind the what? The what being the vision or goal or desire, and the why being the reason for it. For example, you may want to gain a certain amount of money, but it's never really about the money unless you're one of the few people who just want to amass money. But if you're watching this, then my guess is you're not, right? I'm assuming you're not that person. So the question is, what do you want to do with the money? Do you want to support your family better? Do you want to buy a new car or home? Do you want to travel more? Do you want to reinvest it in your business so you can reach more people through it and serve more people? Do you want to found an organization for the support of others? Whatever it is, you have a reason to want more money, right? Or maybe you want to change jobs or build a business to change your lifestyle. You don't do it for the lifestyle. You want to get something out of it. A certain feeling, maybe a greater sense of freedom, maybe more free time, maybe more freedom to do what you really want to do or to do it in your own way. And that's how this connects to freedom. Or maybe you want to make a difference for a specific group of people, for animals and nature, for nature, the environment. Maybe you want to create a new school with a different learning consciousness. Maybe you want to build a new business of that type. Now, that would be something I would really like to see more of. Yeah, some people are doing it already, also in the homeschooling sector. But there's more needed in that area, for example. So maybe you want to invent something that creates positive change or that makes people feel better in some way, whether it's a new supplement for health, a new gadget, some new technology, whatever it is. Fact is, you came to this earth for a reason. You came to create something and to make a positive difference. So, and you want to find that reason that you came for. And that's what creates this burning desire inside of you that ignites a spark, and this spark becomes a flame, which eventually grows into a big fire. A fire in your belly, as Mighty Pete from the Fire in the Belly podcast would say. But you gotta keep the fire burning. You gotta fuel that flame. Give it food. Feed it every single day. This fuel for your flame is your self-motivation, your inspiration from inside. But there's also inspiration from outside. You could imagine this outside inspiration as the wind that's blowing air into your flames. This inspiration can come in the form of a book, a video. See, this is why we coaches make videos for you, why we write books. I made a bunch of videos for you on my YouTube channel, Regina Huber. Check it out. It's all there for you. That is a number of playlists with different topics. These show episodes here that you're watching today are also meant to serve you as inspirational food to keep your flames burning and growing. And then there are many, many books that can help you confirm your intention, of course. There are tools you can use, mindset tools, connecting to your heart, especially if you're still figuring out what your special spark is or how it has changed over time or how it can find its expression or how it has it should be changing because you have evolved into the next best version of yourself over time, right? Or your next level of wisdom. Have you connected with your heart today? I've also made some videos about that on my YouTube channel, Regina Huber. It's all there for you. I invite you to watch these videos and get inspired. You may also be lucky enough to have people around you, near you, that inspire you, physically around you. That, of course, is a wonderful luxury and a great gift. As far as possible, surround yourself with these people often. And if you don't have these people right now in your world, in your environment, maybe join a mastermind. It can be a virtual mastermind. It has to be a mastermind, though, that challenges you and that is highly supportive. That's what masterminds are for. That's what they're supposed to be. But it will need to be a good fit for you as well. Masterminds are there to magnify our minds. They come together with a spirit of support, with a spirit of mutual support, and in a way also co-creation. Although all members of the mastermind might go away after the mastermind and create something completely different on their own. They don't have to be in the same field at all. For example, I brought together a group of 7 people, me included, at an event last November to form a mastermind. And we've had weekly 1-hour meetings since then. It's an amazing group, and each of us has their very unique businesses. I did not know any of these people before I met them at that event. Yeah. In each meeting, each of us shares a win or several wins. That's how we always start out. And then we get a chance to receive input for a question or a challenge that we might be facing that week. Each of us has 1 ask per meeting. And the other mastermind members provide input if they can, meaning if they have relevant information, relevant knowledge or wisdom or opinions to contribute. Yes, I always look forward to this time together because it's a really uplifting environment. Even when I may not have an ask for the group that week, I always get something out of it. This is another way to fuel your flame, even when you may be discouraged occasionally. We all need a support group of sorts. And see, you can find so much valuable support in these Win-Win Women shows. There's a plethora of topics and themes. Check them out, but do come back to my show as well, okay? Because I will be sharing more leadership-focused content and freedom-focused content shortly, and we all need that. To lead both self and others, and to lead freedom-focused lives. So today's show is more about self-leadership again, and there will be shows about leading others again in the future. And I'd already done some shows on courageous leadership, now more important than ever, right? And on new business consciousness. These are all about, these shows are about both, right? Leadership of others and of self. So I invite you to check out the recordings if you missed these previous episodes, and I'm sure you will love these concepts. So back to your flame. Get all the support and resources you need to keep it burning strong. Or if it doesn't feel right anymore, find a different spark in you that feels better now. And if you need some help with it, consider working with a coach. Transformational coaching gives you the transformation you need right now, whatever that looks like for you. It'll pick you up wherever you are on your path, and it'll catapult you forward. Or if needed, gets you unstuck, and it'll also give you the tools and guidance to never feel stuck again, or to quickly move out of that feeling of stuckness. Because remember, stuckness is self-created, just like overwhelm is self-created. Will get you out of that stress for sure. So let me read to you what some clients of mine say who have done substantial work with me. Renisha works in tech, and here's what she wrote. Regina is awesome. I'm so happy that I met her. After an initial conversation with her, I really resonated with her mission. I was at a turning point in my career, and I just stepped into a new role where I was suddenly responsible for helping drive the technical direction of my team, instilling best practices, and for representing them externally and internally. I was terrified, she was saying. In our initial conversation, Regina and I set goals for what we wanted to accomplish together and what I ultimately wanted my life to look like in the future. In the 6 months we worked together, I learned that my words have meaning, consciously and subconsciously, and the value of co-creational language. My short-term goals were realized faster than I had imagined. I got a raise within 2 months and leveled up shortly after. And this actually continued, just adding this on. And here's another client's testimonial. Tony Ann works in financial services. She said, working with Regina was the best investment I have made in myself. She's the personal trainer I needed for my career. Regina provided me with tools to focus myself purposefully and to pursue my passion within the structure of my organization. Regina was always available in between sessions to provide guidance, and she made me become more accountable to myself to achieve my goals. I'm more vocal now, and I'm confidently putting my vision into action. See, and a lot of these people always come back to me and they call me up or send me an email saying, hey, by the way, I got this next promotion or I got this next raise and I never thought I would be eligible or I would, or, you know, they just really set themselves off in the right direction. Because transformational coaching is, yes, it looks at situations. In that sense, it's situational, but it's transformational, meaning you take the transformation with you for the rest of your life, right? So I could go on and on and on with those testimonials. There are so many, but see, everyone is at a different level or in a different space, and anyone can benefit from transformational coaching, transformational leadership coaching, to lead self and others more successfully. What about you? Are you ready to lead yourself and others successfully? Do you have a flame that's big and strong enough to jump over to others and inspire them to bring out their best selves? Do they see that flame in you? What are your leadership values? Do we see them in you? What do you stand for? What do you stand up for? What does your flame represent? What's your unique spark? Let us know. Show it to us. And allow me to guide you and support you if you feel like you need some specific ways to do that. To stand in the spotlight with your burning flame, to sparkle with your leadership and to be effective with it, while reducing your stress and that of those around you. So you can create the work environment you have always wanted. Maybe you want to change leadership paradigms. I'm all for that. I'm super excited about that possibility. That requires a very strong flame, and I can help you not just kindle it, but to keep it burning strong. If you want to find out more about that, just email me at regina@transformyourperformance.com. And I can tell you more about what it looks like to work with me. Now, I also would like to invite you to visit my website, transformyourperformance.com, for more testimonials and information about my work on 5 continents. and you can contact me through that website directly as well. And I'd be thrilled to meet you. Make it an inspired week, rest of your week, where you feel you feel your flame inside. Take some time to feel it and to feed it, and to feed that burning desire. And I'll see you next Wednesday again, same time, same place. In the meantime, as always, keep shining in your brightest light, sparkle away like the precious pearl you are. Because as you know, the world is your oyster, if you make it so.